Welcome back, team. So, team, if you recall, in our last session, we were discussing about the deployment, right? That's where exactly, if you recall our discussion, we just try to convert it, the deployment YAML. What are the deployment YAML? Especially if you go for the Nginx Helm chart, I'm just opening this one. There you can see one deployment YAML, right? This is what the deployment YAML which you are seeing at the moment. Okay, just a second, team. Okay, so what exactly we achieved here? Especially what are the values you are passing, team? What are the values you are passing? These are all the values, and you captured those values as a parameters inside your deployment YAML. That's where we have completed our deployment YAML. But to continue further, we need to do the same thing for service YAML also. So that is the next thing which we need to do it. But how to do that for the service YAML? That's what we will learn now. Okay. So first and foremost thing to do for the service YAML, first you should have a manifest. Okay. First and foremost thing, you need a manifest. Okay. Let me open this one. I am not very sure whether the manifest is sitting here or not. Okay. Otherwise, what I can do, let me double check this one. Yeah, there is a manifest which is sitting. I'm copying this manifest. Okay, what are the manifest you are seeing? So this is our old project reference. Okay, I'm just copying that one. You go to your Argo CD. You go to your Helm chart. Under this Helm chart, Nginx chart, open the template and just open this particular folder. Under that, I'm just typing service.yaml. Okay, I'm just typing service.yaml, team. Especially under the service.yaml, I'm going to paste the content whatever I posted, whatever I copied as it is. Okay, I just pasted, save it. Especially as usual, I'm just bringing this one on the left side and the right side are the values. Now I will again play between values.yaml and the service YAML. So this is the thing now we will again discuss. Okay, the first and foremost thing, API version kind, those things are no changes, team. No changes, as you know already. Okay, as you know already. You can double check this one also. I have not played anything, especially on the API version and the kind. I have not played anything. But if you see the metadata, I kept a hard-coded metadata, but still you can parameterize this one across all. Still you can do that. Some parameters which you can apply. Definitely you can apply it. Let's come to this particular parameter bit later. At the moment, we will try to focus on other areas. Okay, other areas where we can do something for that. Okay, we'll try for that. For example, team, this is a service YAML. You know very well that by default, Kubernetes will launch a cluster IP. You know that very well. By default, Kubernetes will launch a cluster IP, which is exactly, I can say, type colon. Here, this is the one exactly I'm talking about, which is a cluster IP. This is what exactly our service is considering. Okay, I'm intentionally picking that parameter and I will try to pass that parameter from your values.yaml. How to pass that one from values.yaml? If you see the right side one, there is a service section which you are seeing. Under that there is a type called cluster IP. That's an interesting one. Okay, interesting one. So you know how to replace and how to pass the value. I'm just deleting this one. Brace. I'm sorry. Yeah. Open two braces. Okay, two braces or something like that, and followed by I'm just giving space dot values. I need to consider this particular service. What other service you have? Just consider in the service. Okay, and followed by you can consider the type. Okay, type. That's all. Now you know what you achieved, team, so far. You just consider what exactly the type of service which you are planning to deploy. Oh, that's the thing exactly you noticed. That's awesome. See, one thing you fixed already. Okay, all right. And also you can see few more things, especially under this particular area. Okay, you can keep the target port as 8080 only. So what it is recommending. And to get this port, target port and all, again you can play here, team. Comfortably you can play. So how exactly you need to read that one? Same concept. Copy this one and just come back to the port. And especially it is referring as a port here. Okay, please use the port. And also remove this one and paste over there. It is referring as a target port, team. Okay, please copy this one, paste over there. Sorry, Please copy this one and paste over there. All right. See, you fulfilled completely your service YAML. Somehow you parameterized. Still, you can parameterize some more. How to do that? Okay. For example, protocol. Generally, whenever you are talking about, whenever you are trying to parameterize, automatically you need to modify your values.yaml also, team. Please understand. Okay. You need to modify your values.yaml also. Otherwise, things will not work as expected. Maybe in some cases, you are not really very much interested to pass a protocol. Maybe you are not interested to pass the protocol, but if you don't pass, you need to consider some default value. Maybe you can handle that case also. For instance, I'm just keeping values, okay, space, and whatever the value you are seeing at the moment, copy this and just come back here, paste over there, okay. Once you are writing this particular thing, values.service.protocol, right? Generally, this is what expectation, okay. Usually, you will pass something from your values.yaml, okay, protocol. If you don't pass, then default, it will consider the default value. It will consider the default value as TCP or something. TCP traffic is the one exactly it will consider. That's exactly the thing expected as well. So in this way, you can still control them. Okay, I'm just introducing another one. If you don't pass, the default value will be considered as something. Okay, you can definitely do such things. Okay, all right. And also the especially you are saying select especially app type is middleware. So this is really important for you now at the moment. If you go to the deployment YAML team, when you go for the deployment YAML, example I'm just telling you, okay, when you go for the deployment YAML, there, if you go there, are you using any kind of parameter specific to the release name or something, okay, because your deployment is referring the same thing, team, okay. For example, if deployment is referring nginx-deployment, that is exactly the thing it is just referring. And this is replica, so you no need to worry. You're just matching the labels, especially the app as nginx. So that's the thing exactly you're following. If you are interested, to be frank, if you are interested, you can still modify these particular metadata also into the corresponding format. Definitely you can modify it. You can do that. Okay. So for example, you want to modify this particular deployment, for example, it's nginx deployment only, but you want to parameterize this case also. Usually people will just modify these things into release dot name. Okay, you will understand slowly what is this release dot name. Generally, team, whenever you are playing with this particular Helm charts, Helm chart always will be installed as a release. It will come up with a release name. You need to give the release name. That release name will be passed here and your deployment will be deployed accordingly. So that is exactly the thing you are doing here, team. Okay, that is exactly the thing you are doing. Okay, in the case of your service also, for example, in case of your service also, you can handle in the same way. So you don't need to give this name again, deployment not required, because anyway you differentiate it. Okay. So you just copy this one, you just come back to your service also, team. This is what your service, right? Again, there is a metadata name where you are seeing some metadata, right? So you just come here, just paste over there and just hyphen service I'm just giving. So what you're doing here, see you parameterized another value also, which is comfortably, where I think easily you are just handling, right? You're just handling by using the release name, okay? Something you are just handling this case, team, okay? You can do something like this. Okay, all right. Okay, so far good, team. So far good. Now, what exactly we will do once we are ready? Now, what exactly we are interested to perform here? Now, if just you are ready with the deployment and you are ready with the service, right? Those two are the things exactly you are comfortably and completely ready. Okay, now when you go for the validations, and then we can go there and we can see first we can start with the linting, and followed by we can go for the templating and followed by the installation. So in this sequence we will go. So first let's double check each and everything is in place or not. Total 3 files exactly we played. One is values.yaml, that's the thing exactly which you are saying. This is what exactly you are using today, and followed by the service YAML. This is the another one which you are considering, okay, which is the service YAML, and another one is the deployment YAML. That is the another thing which you can see. which is the deployment YAML here. See, if you come to the deployment YAML, is the one exactly you are just considering. But only one thing which you need to keep in your mind, okay, since you are using your labeling, especially service is always corresponding to your pod replica, pod replica specs. So you are clearly telling, especially when it comes to the pod template, you are clearly telling your pod template app is nginx. Okay, you should understand this technique also, team. Okay, whenever you are dealing with your service discovery, exactly, I can say it's a service discovery. So your service is identifying, if you notice your service is identifying based on the selector app equal to middleware. This is the label, exactly, it will double check, but actually your label is app : nginx. So you need to modify this one accordingly. Anyway, since it's an nginx model, I'm just going there, I'm also modifying this one into the nginx. That's all. So you are completely prepared with your stuff. So what are the things you are just expecting to see? That's really awesome. So that is the thing, exactly, you are clear. That's really good. So once you are done with this particular thing, team, now what exactly I'm just proceeding further? I'm proceeding further. Now, as part of this particular thing, team, now first and foremost thing, what you need to do, you need to perform and you need to proceed for what? Proceed for linting. So what exactly the linting will help us? Linting will help us is all indentations are okay or not. That is what exactly linting will do. Okay. And remember one interesting fact, when you are applying the Helm lint, you should be inside the directory. Please understand. CD nginx chart. Okay, I went inside the directory. Okay, I went inside the directory. Team, one more thing I want to highlight. I believe one thing we referred from here. If I'm not wrong, on the deployment YAML, I showed one interesting fact. I believe so. You are referring something from release. You are referring something from values. You are referring something from the chart also. Please understand. We modified a little bit one case, especially the chart.name. Correct? If you recall, you modified the chart.name also. So this particular chart name will be picked up from the chart.yaml. So this is what exactly will be picked up. See, interesting one. You are calling some value from chart, some value from values, some value from release directly. So in this way, exactly you are performing here, team. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.